welcome to Successfully Homeschooled. My name is Sandra Waldrop, and today I have Crystal coming on to share with us some of her experience and expertise. Crystal, can you tell us a little about yourself and your family?
Well, I have been married for 27 years to my husband Kevin, and we live in Danbury. We have two daughters. Madeline is 21 and is married and for a year and a half, and is a stepmama and all those things. And we have our daughter Cora, who is 15, who is she's a sophomore in high school, and we attend MAFA and do
What is MAFA?
Oh, Masters Academy of Fine Arts. That is it's a co-op, but really it's a school, and we meet on Thursdays and in Brazoria. And we do art and music, science, history, drama, all kinds of neat things.
That's amazing. So how many years have you been involved in homeschooling?
We have been homeschooling for 15 years now.
That's amazing. Wow. Okay, so how many children have you graduated as a homeschooler, and what are they up to now?
Well, just Madeline. She, like I said, she is 21, and she graduated in 2021. And she is currently working at a clinic doing ABA therapy, which is applied behavioral analysis, working with children on the autism spectrum.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Was that like, is that like a bachelor's degree or that you need, or how do you go about?
Well, she just graduated with her bachelor's in English, actually, through LSU, and she is working on her certification at the clinic. So honestly, it wasn't originally what she had set out to do, but with having a sister on the autism spectrum, it's definitely something that's a calling on her heart, on her life to do. So it's a good thing.
Yes. All right. So why did you begin homeschooling?
So we started when Madeline was going into first grade. She went to Danbury Elementary just for kindergarten, and that was enough. Loved her teacher. She had a great teacher, so I don't want to say, the whole experience was just terrible. But one of the things, our family is very close, and, her daddy loved walking her to class.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where they called him by name, but told him, you can't walk her to class anymore.
Wow.
Or you need to go check in at the office as they're calling him by name.
We don't know you.
Yeah, we don't know you. Right, exactly. And we just not, being from that town, there's a lot of great people there, but we just saw really quick that things were going to be difficult, and we just really wanted to have the freedom, and we wanted to be in control of what she was learning. So being Christians, we just felt very called to be in control of that area of her life.
Right. So you pulled her from public school, which having kids in public school isn't necessarily easy, but it's definitely a load off when it comes to education.
Sure.
Homeschooling definitely comes with, its own struggles. What are some of the biggest struggles you would say that you've encountered while homeschooling?
Well, just, when your kids are little, with mine, now it was easier when she was little, although she's left-handed, I'm right-handed.
Right.
So handwriting was definitely a challenge, but thankfully Dad's a lefty, so he could help out. But yes, but just those little struggles there. But then, when you fast forward to middle school and then getting into high school, and you've got hormones and you have just battle of the will, of all those things, that's definitely that was a struggle, just making sure she's getting all of her assignments in and I'm keeping up with grading everything and all of that kind of thing. You know, thankfully we live in Texas, so it is a homeschool friendly state. However, you know, elementary, middle school, it's not as, you know, critical with keeping up with grades, but then you're getting into high school and you do have to keep up with those things. So it's doing your due diligence and keeping up with all of that. But you know, I would just say, on the other side of that is being grateful that when Madeline did have struggles or questions about things, that she was able to come to me or come to her dad and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, or this is going on, and not just going to the world for answers. You know, and obviously, you know, praying to the Lord for help and for guidance. So I was thankful for that.
Yes. So, what do you believe played the biggest role in your success to overcome all of these obstacles and get Madeline to the finish line of graduation, you know, cap and gown?
Yeah, well, you know, obviously Almighty God, praying, staying in prayer, but community, you know, when she was younger and I had a dance studio, it was very difficult to keep up, you know, trying to do a co-op, running the dance studio, dance classes, all those things. But thankfully, primarily we had homeschool families that were part of our studio. It was a Christian-based studio. And so we kind of made our own little group and did, you know, outings and you know, parties, all the fun things. And then, you know, once we got into high school, that's when she started MAFA. And then after that, then we started dual credit at Brazosport College, you know, just kind of taking those steps to prepare her for higher education, for work, for the things, you know, going into adult life. So that to me was the success of just having your community. You've got to have, you know, your family, friends that see the world the same way that you do, you know, especially Christ-centered, and to help you, especially on those hard days, to keep you grounded, you know.
For sure. I can definitely attest to that. Okay, so let's say you get a phone call from a friend, you know, 911, I can't do this anymore. I just have to put these kids back in public school or put them in private school or just get them out of my hair because this isn't working. What do you tell her? How do you bring her back from that ledge to like help her continue her journey in homeschooling?
Take a deep breath. Pray for sure. And then just really, you know, as parents, especially when you are in that season of when it's really difficult, we feel like we're failing. And we're failing our child. But I can attest, you know, with our situation, Madeline going into high school, she did consider going back to public school for high school. And I set up the appointment, we talked to the counselor, and when she, you know, was told, okay, this is the classes that you're going to have to take, these are your credits you have to graduate, and there was a lot of those things that she had already done, but they weren't going to count. She was going to lose a lot of the hard work she had already put in, and she made that decision of, I don't want to do that. I don't want to give up all of this hard work that I've done, and really saw that she wasn't going to be missing out on things that for some reason, you know, in that teenage mind of hers, that she thought she was going to miss out on. So I just feel like, you know, on those days or that season when you just feel like you're butting heads and it's not working, if you really take a step back, you are not failing your child.
That's right.
And in our situation, we saw it, and then getting the proof with Trump, you know, looking at what was gonna, you know, all the things she was gonna lose if she went back into public school, and then she was able to see, no, I don't want to do that. I don't care how hard this has been getting. I don't want to stop. And then, like I said, just making sure that you have a community, and that you have a group. To really, because all of us have gone through those moments, whether it's a day, a week, a month, months, of just really butting heads and just staying the course, because every child is different. They learn different.
Yes.
They're, the way they're going to handle, hormones and all the things that come at them are going to be different.
Yes.
So, but that's what I would definitely tell them is don't rush into anything. Let's take a breather.
Yes.
And it's okay to take some time off, to step back a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for being with us today and for sharing your wisdom and experience. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything that you would like to add, just to share?
Well, we've talked a lot about Madeline because she's the only one I've graduated, but for Cora, she's a sophomore and her journey is very different from her sister.
Yes.
However, Madeline homeschooling her and then getting her into MAFA and those things helped pave the way for Cora. And so I just encourage, if you have a special needs child and you're fearful and you're with Cora, she is low verbal.
Right.
So the idea of putting her into the school system was completely terrifying for us.
Yes.
Just not knowing if something were to happen, if she were to get hurt, if she were to get lost, and just a lot of the things, just an added element of stress. Raising kids is tough, but that's an added element there. So I would encourage any family that is in that situation, if you do want to homeschool, you can. And I would be glad to talk to any family that if they're considering that, but just afraid of how do you even go about it, that it's, you can. And I would encourage them to not give up on that goal or dream or desire if God places it in their heart.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you so much for that.
Sure.
Yes, I hope that was a great encouragement to anybody listening who has a special needs child, that this is something that you absolutely can do. Thank you again, Crystal, for being with us today. Thank you all for listening. I hope you tune in again for Successfully Homeschooled. Have a great day.